In the last few hours, then, Israel carrying out new strikes on the south of Lebanon. That just a day after the US President Donald Trump issued a rare public rebuke of Israel's military tactics, as he said it's unnecessary to bomb entire apartment buildings to hunt down militants. That as his peace deal with Iran remains with different interpretations. The Iranian foreign minister continuing to say the tentative deal requires Israel to withdraw from Lebanon, a condition Israel has already rejected. Well, let's cross then to Jerusalem. We're going to talk to our correspondent Noga Tarnopolsky, who joins us from there. Noga, Israel is seemingly really trying to push this then, despite Trump's criticism. Attacks on Lebanon are continuing.
That's right. Attacks on Lebanon are continuing. The attacks today have been very minor, and there are no reports of any casualties. We also haven't yet heard from the Israeli army what exactly they were targeting, but there are also, at least until very late last night, in the middle of the night, Hezbollah maneuvers and efforts to target Israeli soldiers. What we're seeing is, I would say, some kind of skirmishes continuing in that border. And I expect them to continue or possibly even get worse until we get any clarity on what actually is included in this memorandum of understanding signed by the United States and Iran. The White House itself clarified 2 days ago in a briefing that Israel will not be required to withdraw to the international border, the Israel-Lebanon border, by the terms of this agreement. It's an interim agreement. So what we're hearing from Iran contradicts what the White House said, certainly contradicts what Israel hopes. But Israel is very, very much on the sidelines here, and Israeli media now have quite widely reported something that is astonishing, beyond the personal critiques that Donald Trump has had of Prime Minister Netanyahu, and as you said yesterday, pretty harsh description of Israeli military tactics in this war inside Lebanese territory, but against Hezbollah. What we hear is that Israel requested from the United States to see this MOU and was turned down flat out by the White House, that was concerned that Benjamin Netanyahu would leak this in public. So things are very, very tense. And I, again, have to say, right now, I think each side is trying to see what are the edges of the envelope, what it can get away with by the United States, and where things will stand after Friday.
Yeah, presumably as everything you're saying there, Noga, leads to the view that something here is going to have to give. I mean, Iran says Israel must pull out. Israel says it won't. Iran says without them pulling out, there's no peace deal. I mean, whatever is in that document, of course, is crucial. And then how each individual country responds to that document, also crucial.
Right. So again, the versions of this MOU that we have seen in public, which more or less are versions that have been leaked by Iran, indicate that the United States has included Israel in a sort of clause that says that the United States and its allies, the only American ally during this war has been Israel, and that would imply that Israel has certain obligations. But it's difficult to imagine that Israel will see itself, I would say, confined to the terms of an agreement that it had no part in making. On the other hand, what's clearer and clearer, certainly standing here in Jerusalem, is that Netanyahu has maneuvered Israel into a position in which he can't really say no to Donald Trump. He doesn't have anywhere else to turn to, and he has very few levers of power left in Washington, D.C. As a result, what you're seeing here is a prime minister politically and in terms of his own security, looking at a sort of abyss. His own ministers disapprove of this agreement. He has had no hand at all in writing it. The residents of the Israeli north are not returning home yet. They do not feel safe. They don't feel that their needs have been taken into account by this deal. And the prime minister is facing an angry public and what appears to be a contemptful Donald Trump.